Welcome today, Coach Brian Pirana hitting you up with Productivity 101. Who am I? I've been a health coach for the last 20 years. An exercise and nutrition degree in 04. I was a personal trainer for many years. I've owned 2 gyms for about 5. And I've been talking to people about their health, their productivity, their lifestyles for the last 10 years. Every single day, pretty much, outside of vacations. Help people figure out how to lose weight, but improve their digestion, manage chronic illness, make better lifestyle choices, behaviors, stress management, time management, all these things. Today's about productivity. Let's jump in. Content, the agenda today, we're going to go over key concepts of what productivity is, overcome roadblocks, unlock your potential. There's so much more waiting inside of you if you're just more organized, at the very least. Strategies for peak output. How do we maximize productivity in your everyday life? Certainly, I like to be organized and productive, and I try and implement these into my day-to-day all the time. Key concepts around productivity. Well, personal. Ability to efficiently and effectively complete tasks and accomplish goals in your personal life. Right? I have 4 kids. I'm 42. I've been self-employed for 15 years. There's a bunch that go on. Just today, we've got kids in 2 different schools. We have 1 at the high school, 3 at another middle school. We've got a band, string concert, My daughter's going with her friend after school. We have to pick up afterwards. There's going to be a pickup at 5 o'clock, a pickup at 4:30. Then we have to get to the string concert at 6. And, there's so much other things that are going on in personal life, right? You know, your life's probably busy. My wife can live and die by the calendar. Who's getting who, when, where, and what do we need to be as well. The professional side, overall efficiency and effectiveness of a team, department, or organization in accomplishing objectives. You're at a place, a business that has a mission and delivers a service or a product that allows you to impact the world with value and collect money for that impact. You want to be productive. So productivity, the amount of work you can get done in a certain amount of time. Focuses on the output and the results. So what you do, the actions you take, creates the outcomes that you want, the results that you want. Involves achieving goals, completing tasks in a given time frame. So the work you put in and the time that you do it, your effectiveness, efficiency, means how productive you are. Well, efficiency, how well you use your resources, your time, your materials, your people, your software to get a task done. Focuses on resource utilization and minimizing waste. The whole point of a business is to maximize profits to take home the revenue and be happy and not be stressed out because you're always making enough. Involves optimizing workflows and eliminating efficiencies. Standard operating procedures, tasks given to a certain person, management teams, management roles, organization of the whole company, the types of processes that it operates under, all creates efficiency in your workplace. Employees who experience high levels of burnout or they're 63 more likely to take a sick day. Like, well, I don't feel well today. I'm just not going to come in. That's not great for the bottom line of the business or your other coworkers that are now having to do more work because you didn't show up today. 23% more likely to experience a work-related injury. With burnout, you're less focused, you're pushing, you're rushing, you're fatigued, your form or technique, if you're in, say, a manufacturing position, is less. You're twice as likely to be actively seeking a new job. You're on your way out. Like, where can the grass be greener that I can get paid my worth, deliver value, feel good about the product, the service that I'm delivering, and then you're less likely to burn out. Let's rethink productivity. Adam Grant, success isn't about getting more things done. It's about doing more worthwhile things well. That's great. I'm always about that. I help people improve their health, their life, their nutrition, and their bodies. I've loved what I do is worthwhile, and I want to make sure that it's well, that when I meet someone, there's a direct impact that I have in their life to get them to change for the better. Own the day rather than letting the day own you. Own your phone rather than letting your phone own you. Own your notifications, all the buzzing bells and the dings and the phones and all this, rather than letting it own you. Shift your focus from simply completing tasks and meeting deadlines to accomplishing outcomes that contribute to personally meaningful goals as well. That's really good. You certainly just go into work, check the box, and leave. But also you might want to think about having other goals that, say, move you forward personally or even professionally and feel good about the work that you are doing. Lethargic, lacks energy, struggles to remain focused. We can see in this picture here, they are not productive, period. They may have not gotten enough sleep. They're bored out of their mind at 4 p.m. and ready, or excuse me, what is this, 12:20, got to read the clock. At 12:20, just hit noon. They're on their post-carb lunch carb coma that they got going on. They got a caffeine. The other side, energized, excited, knocks items off their to-do list. I like to think I'm in the blue category. I look forward to the tasks that are in hand on my schedule. It's not too often that I get drained battery because of those. I get to talk to people every day that not only want to talk to me, but we're working on personal development, that we're encouraging positive actions being taken around their behaviors, their choices, their thought process, their perception of who they are and how they do it. It's so important. Which one are you in? Are you more on the lack energy to do the things that are required in your day, or are you excited about what's to come? If you're not excited, then you need to find something different to do to make your daily life more exciting and certainly way more productive. What factors affect your productivity for you? Hit the chat box. I love engagement. I'd love for you guys to engage with me. For me, as you start typing in now, what factors affect my productivity? Certainly my sleep. That's probably my biggest challenge. My wife is a night owl. My morning starts by 6:40 at the absolute latest. I have to be up, move in, get my kids to school for the next 75 minutes. That's the biggest challenge that affects my productivity. But then I look at my calendar. It's usually pretty darn scheduled out. The other challenge that I would have is looking at disruptions, distractions, things that impact my ability to effectively and efficiently get things done. That's probably the biggest thing. And if you know this, if you live life, responsibility stacks as the day goes on. Okay? If you're hoping to do that most important task at 2 p.m., you should have probably had it done by 9 a.m. because then you had the bandwidth and the faculty to actually do it, or the time to do it. Competing meetings between internal and external customers, okay? That and a 2-year-old who's in daycare, so drop off, pick up, trying to maintain some healthy habits along the way when I can fit it in. Yeah, super duper busy. So you probably live and die by your calendar. It's constantly getting scheduling conflicts, I imagine. You're the one left trying to figure out when can I even eat lunch today. And certainly I've had 4 2-year-olds, so I get it. We didn't have to do daycare, but then we had the responsibility of my wife always being home with the kids and I'm being at work and managing what that looked like to make sure there's enough money in the bank to pay all the diaper bills and everything else there. Healthy habits. So hopefully we can talk about some of those along the way. Thanks for the chat there. Appreciate it. All right. But most importantly, make sure that you are thinking about your health in there somewhere. You have the bandwidth, you have the ability to. Just how much of a priority is it for you to be healthy, take care of yourself, and not just let 2, 3, 4 years go by because I had a kid and I was really busy for this time frame. Now, you might not be in peak physical condition, but you certainly don't need to add 10, 20, 30 pounds to your waistline just because life shifted on you. Overcome roadblocks. I try to figure out how to get people to overcome roadblocks all the time. To be honest, I love the wall here. There's the wall and the person's hurtling it over. They're very athletic, especially having a prosthetic leg there. They're crushing life, I would say, in that situation, just hurtling over that. But oftentimes a brick wall comes up in our face. And so many people just want to go through it or over it. Can we just walk around it? There's this one scene of a Nicolas Cage movie, the overwhelming talents of something about massive talent. I cannot think of what the term was, but they had the scene where the two guys run up to the wall and they're trying to climb over, and it's this big theatrical thing. It's so hilarious, but then the one, Nick Cage, gets over it, and the other guy just walks around the wall. It's only 20 feet long. And so it's just pretty, that scene always pops in my head when we're talking about roadblocks. Can we find a way around the situation to make it better? Roadblock procrastination. Where do I start? Am I qualified to do this assignment? What if I fail? One recent reframe on failing, I learned, this is really well put, and it's the one that sticks the best right now for me, especially when I'm talking to people. We have wins and we have lessons. We don't have failures. Especially in like a personal health journey, people always, I failed this, I failed that. No. You made choices, and then they have outcomes. And what are the lessons that we need to learn in those opportunities and situations so that you stop feeling like you're failing and start taking advantage of success? Am I designed to do this assignment? That's a self thing. It's in your head. Can't actually do what's required of me. Where do I start? Analysis by paralysis. So many people get stuck there. Even, say, writer's block. I remember Jerry Seinfeld saying he would just sit down and stare at a piece of paper for however much time that he had, and that was it. That was all he was allowed to do. He just had to sit there and write. Whether something came or not, but the act of just sitting and being disciplined was where he needed to start every single day to create content and material for him to be successful like he has been. Strategy, eat the frog. Start your day by tackling your biggest and most unpleasant task. That's the frog. As I said earlier, the day adds responsibility as it goes. If you were planning to do something important at 3 o'clock, someone else, like the gentleman that said, competing internal, external meetings is a big problem. So start your day by tackling your biggest and most unpleasant task. Goal. Finish rough draft of financial spreadsheet. Task. Work on the spreadsheet at the start of the workday until completed. You literally could turn off all your notifications, your emails, close the door, turn your back to the door, and then just get it done. Sit. There's a mentor that I watch on YouTube. This guy's he's quite a character, but he sits in a closet to do work. And he's wildly successful financially at the very least. And it seems like other areas of his life are in order, but also it's the social media. But he sits inside a closet to get work done because there's no distractions. There's no disruptions. It's just him in the work to get it done. So you have to do the work. You have to eat the frog. Roadblock are distractions. Oh my gosh. The average person is staring at digital media up to 8 hours a day. 2.5 hours per social media, 1.5 per day on physical care activities. It's unfortunate. I fall victim here. Not so much on social media or things that take my attention away. I'm just literally working and engaging with clients. I share, probably send easily 200, 300 text messages a day with people to help make sure they move forward. Just like your guys' email, I just text instead. But constantly answering people to help make sure that they stay on track, they stay motivated, they stay engaged, they stay productive, they stay in their goals. And it makes it ultimately easier for them to comply and do it because they know someone's in their corner. But distractions, holy cow. How much time do you spend distracted staring at your phone? Would love to know. There is on Apple, I'm sure there's something on Android, but on Apple it's called Screen Time. It's in your settings. You can turn it on and start seeing how much time you're spending at certain spots. By far, I spend most time texting on my phone all day besides making phone calls because I work from my phone. So I always know where my phone's at. I know where my headphones are right here. They're in a fun little hamburger case that I got to protect it, but I already broke, I didn't break them, but went through generation 1 Apple AirPod Pros, and then they wore them out over 5 years, and then I got the second generation a couple months ago, like 5 or 6 months ago. I use them literally every day. I know where they're at always. Well, that's good or bad, I don't know. Limiting distractions. Right now, my phone is in Do Not Disturb. My watch is in Do Not Disturb. There's no one in my house except my dog and 4 cats. Hopefully Amazon doesn't come and distract them, but then they start barking. The dog barks, and he's a big Newfie, Newfoundland, like 120 pounds. He got a big bark on him. Other than that, I'm pretty sure he was sleeping last I saw him on my bed, laying across the thing. He's taking up the whole bed. But limiting distraction is so important to not get distracted. It's that shiny object syndrome issue. The squirrel, this thing, that thing, the other thing. That eats into your productivity so much. It keeps you from actually moving projects forward. So ways to do this. Phone out of sight. Set a timer. I literally have a timer that I turn on when I'm doing tasks and have it count down to how much time I have left to make sure I can stay focused on whatever I'm supposed to be doing right then. And I use it all the time. I don't have it on me because we have to be done by 3 o'clock or you guys will not be happy with me. Like, why this guy just kept talking the whole time? And I had to get off. And then I'm working out afterwards, which I'm going to go in and be undistracted. I'm not going to be answering text messages. I'm working out with my body. We're going to listen to music and have a good time. But setting timer, you can literally set limitations in your phone on using certain apps. That could be a really good idea if you're abusing it and it's costing you time. There is, of my opinion, and obviously a lot of others too, but there's limited return on investment for the time you put into social media. Oftentimes you're just seeking that dopamine. You're watching things that aren't relevant to you in your everyday life, and you're just seeking something to put a smile on your face. And yes, there are appropriate times to seek engagement, entertainment, and all. But if you're doing it for just that sake and it's a wasteful time, you are losing your life quickly. And social media will take it as much as you'll give it. Close unnecessary tabs or apps. Silence notifications. There's only one person in my whole phone that triggers a response. That's my wife. Well, actually, my wife and my son, my 2 kids. They have ability to text. They'll ding and bing and noise and vibrate my phone. Everything else is turned off. Silence unsolicited calls. No notifications from social medias. Every client is muted on Do Not Disturb because I'll get to them in a timely manner, but I can't have one text after another. I did that once. I had a mild panic attack. I had chest pain and stuff. My phone just wouldn't stop. It was too much. Create a dedicated clutter-free workspace. My workspace is just over there right now. This is my webinar space. That's my workspace. I stare at a paint splatter painting that my family did, and there's not much else. There's light coming in, but I just stare at that, and I have my work here at my desk and my laptop. Multitasking. Everyone swears they can do it, but it's not real. It's a roadblock. It's something that challenges you. You can't multitask. There's very few people that actually can. Switching between activities can cost 40% of your time, or your ability, or your processing to stay in the thought patterns process and whatever you need to accomplish just one thing, because you keep flip-flopping and you lose that concentration and that focus to switch to a task that might be menial in comparison. Significantly increases the likelihood of error. You just literally forget what you're doing, or it takes time to remember what it is. You're overloading in your brain, which decreases your quality. You might miss this grammatical error. So time blocking. We define our priorities. We allocate time blocks. We avoid task switching. We set boundaries and optimize energy levels and take breaks. You just have to manage your schedule, manage how you operate in that schedule. Have a timer set. I have 20 minutes to do this thing. It's Parkinson's law. If you allow for a certain amount of time for something to get done, that's how long it will take to get done. Say, hey, we're gonna not today, not this Friday. Maybe next Friday we have this task at hand is gonna be that was my son actually. So I might have to answer his text and tell him he has to wait. Now, give me 1 second because he's supposed to hold on, jeez. There we go. Good times. Apparently he's not swimming today, and he's hanging out here with us. So, all right, back to it. All right, roadblock prioritization. Failure to prioritize tasks leads to inefficient and loss of focus. So, like right now, trying to prioritize is this. Yeah, oh geez. Goodness sakes. Good times. Awesome. All right. Back to this. So, failure to prioritize tasks leads to be challenging and inefficient. We may spend time on low-value tasks. If you're not paying attention, then you are creating a big challenge for yourself to be productive here in the first place. You often neglect things. They go out of effort, out of ability. They are going to slow you down. You don't have a to-do list. There's more stress. There's more difficulty in meeting these deadlines. There's all this pressure. There's all these things that add up over time that cause big problems. So what do? Eisenhower matrix. Well, we have the urgent and unurgent, important and unimportant. I love this one. So if it's urgent and important, we do it. If it's urgent but not important, we delegate it. So if we're doing it, tasks are clear deadlines, consequences for not taking immediate action, attending a medical need, responding to a time-sensitive client request. Those would be pretty urgent. There's a lot of other things that could be urgent, Right now, getting my son would be somewhat urgent, but I'm going to defer to my wife. But hey, I'm on this until then. He was supposed to be swimming right now. He can just wait. Kid's got a phone. He's sitting at school. He's warm. He's fine. He's good. So he'll just wait till we're done. But if we're delegating, so I'm going to delegate it. It's urgent, but it's not important to me. Sure, it's important to my son to get picked up at some point, but he can wait 20 minutes or so for me to get things settled and on the way. Busy work that needs to get done, maybe back-end work, but doesn't require a specific skill set. Scheduling automated bill payments, maybe inputting data, non-critical phone calls, answering those who can get someone else to do. Not urgent, but it's important. We schedule these activities and set deadlines that bring you closer to your goals. Strategic planning for a project, setting personalized goals works. These are very important to you staying on task, staying on target here, and making sure that it doesn't interrupt just because someone knocks on your door and says, hey, can you help me? Sure, I can. Let's book a time at 4 o'clock when I'm open and available and I have bandwidth to manage this situation. You can literally just do that and then stay on task. If it's not urgent and not important, you just delete it. You take it off the task list, and it doesn't support your goals or other ones or make you feel better. Unnecessary gossip, mindless scrolling on social media, those things will waste your time if you allow them. So let's chat. When are you the least productive, and what strategy can you use to stay motivated? So hit up the chat. Now for me, when am I least productive? I'm thinking of time in the day. Oh man, I don't know. In between phone calls, usually, because I'm trying to think about what's going on, what's going to come up with the next person I'm going to talk to. And if I don't have it planned out or have enough time, that time slips away very quickly. Answering text messages are important, help move everything forward. I can't get to doing it in a productive, timely manner. So that's a big challenge. What strategies can you use to stay motivated? Well, we gave a couple of them. For me, I started using a timer. That has been a powerful strategy. I always schedule what's important. It gets put on the calendar, it gets done. Unlock your potential. What potential needs do we have here? And how do we do it? Well, calculate your interruptions. Well, 5 phone calls plus 20 walk-ins plus 125 emails plus 5 texts and instant messages that pop up right then and 5 emails or internet curiosity breaks. 160 interruptions in 8-hour day of 480 minutes. Holy cow. So we divide that by 3. It's 3 interruptions every minute. You can't get anything done. And this isn't even your work. This is just engaging or managing whatever situation is happening. So this is why it's so critically important to manage your time, manage your capacities to help be productive. This slide hits it on the head. If you aren't focused, you're not going to get anything done, and you're not going to have a conscious flow of anything. Manage your energy. We want to conduct an energy audit. What does that mean? When in the day are you most energized? When are you not? What are some of the causes that give you energy or take it away? When are your personal prime time? Some people are great in the morning, middle of the day, afternoon, evening. There's different times for different people. My wife just flies at 10 p.m. and I'm winding down because I got up at 6 something. Find your flow. When I'm engaged in something that I enjoy, flow comes easy. It comes fast. I'm in it to win it. We want to eat and hydrate regularly throughout the day to make sure that you're feeding your body prime times to stay energized. Having quality food before at noon, not having just whatever somebody randomly said, hey, I'm going to go to this fast food place. You want some? That's poor decision making on your end, because then you're like, sure, just pick me up something. Right? You're not even thinking about it. You're not even planning on that, and it will probably impact your overall quality of life and energy in the afternoon here. Prioritize sleep. What we do there, certainly if you're getting to bed on time, you will have more consistent energy throughout the day. If not, you're going to be like this gal here in the image and dealing with coffee and caffeine and the need to do so. Use the commute. Create a to-do list for the day. Listen to a podcast. Catch up on emails. Read a novel. Meditate. These are things that we call net time. No extra time. So commuting, you can do two different things, or so. You can do something while you're driving. You can listen to podcasts while you're doing laundry as an idea there. Take breaks. Workers who took a lunch break every day scored higher on a wide range of engagement metrics. I will assure you this. I talk with people all the time. I'm constantly encouraging them to stop working all day long. Stop it. You aren't getting more done. It's just, you can't. The studies here, brain uses more energy than any other organ. Brainwave states only last for 90 minutes. It detects depletion and downshifts toward lower brainwave frequencies for a break. Your brain needs time to rest. It's not just going to keep going. And then if you pass that in with a day's full of disruptions, you're not really getting anything. Like, you're showing up to work to do what? To just work. Not great. What are strategies for your peak output state for yourself? Well, plants, green, life, fish, things like that can make for a really enjoyable environment add-in into the space. Ergonomics, your chair, your desk, the situation that you work in every day has an impact on how you feel, how productive you can be. It also limits injuries. There are work injuries where people are hindered by their working environment. A desk lamp, make sure things are lit and you can see properly. Water bottle. Here's mine. It's 40 ounces. Carry with me a lot. It helps keep me hydrated and be able to stay on point. My calendar. I live and die by it. It's constantly getting looked at, checked, what happens next. Notepad or planner. Write things down. I'm a big checklist to do guy. I do way better writing things down and checking those off rather than even I've tried apps and stuff. It just doesn't work. I like writing things on paper and crossing them out and taking notes that way to stay on track. Here's your timer. Pomodoro technique. Pick a task, 25-minute timer, work on that for the 25 minutes, and take a 5-minute break. Every 4 the Pomodoros, take a longer 15 to 30-minute break. That's really important. Then you will be able to really have hyper-focused time to get stuff done, to then downshift on lower activities. So if you cycle, you plan your day out well, you have key meetings at certain times of the day, you have some downtime to do other things like taking a lunch break walk in the middle of the day will help give you that energy you need to focus on the second half of your day. And then maybe even walking after you get off work before you start your personal life would be a great idea. Why? I'm glad you asked. Because then you don't carry all of the day's work into what happens later on. Okay? That's a big challenge here. That's a struggle here. That is where things run into a wall, so to speak. So, time it. 2-minute break. Fill up a glass of water. Breathe. Get up and move your body. Blood flow works amazing. 5-minute break. Stretch your body. Doing a hamstring stretch, you feel better. have a quick snack. If you have something planned, prepared, and it's easy to have it and it's going to be nutritious. We still want snacks to be quality food, not just a bag of chips. That's not going to do it for you. Listen, sing, dance your favorite song. This can engage and entertain you in a different way than what you've been doing. Then sit down outside for some fresh air, take a walk around the block, call a family member to exit whatever your reality is, and then be able to refresh yourself. So I like listening to music quite a bit in between, keep the energy going and stuff. I regularly walk outside when I'm on phone calls as well. This is the 2-minute rule strategy. Well, part 1, if it takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Send quick emails, schedule a meeting, clean up your desk, get it done. Cleaning up your desk is really important because tidiness is next to godliness, meaning that if your space is tidy and clean, it's organized and makes it mentally refreshing. If your desk is unorganized, piles of stuff everywhere, that's stressful. Part 2. Break down larger tasks into smaller, incremental 2-minute increments. Eat healthier, have a fruit with your next meal. Write a proposal, start with 2 sentences. And get AI to jump on that. Hey, I need to write a proposal for this. Where do I start with this? Can I have 10 sentences that start this proposal out in the right way? That's a great prompt to use to get some ideas flowing, and you have to really just like mentally do sit-ups to create that. The Kanban method. Well, we have a to-do list, we have a work in progress, we validate, make sure it's all good and organized and all set, and then we have a complete. So you can move, say, Post-its along the process of making sure that you're staying organized and able to actually get tasks completed. A lot of modern softwares will have things, methods like this in them to help work management flows actually get done. Take a few minutes, you can make your own, your to-do list, your doing, and then the done. Post-its are a great way to do this. You list a few tasks to be able to create this urgency and need to get moving. I like it. Conclusion, prioritizing productivity improves efficiency and enhances well-being. You just are better off. It's not about doing more, but rather about doing more worthwhile things, as Adam said, and doing them well. Not just doing a bunch of stuff, but doing your work well. Overcoming challenges requires implementing effective strategies. So important. You have to, there's a process to break down challenges. Someone's probably already done it. You want to seek out the strategies that are going to work best to do so. Self-care is essential to preventing burnout and increasing productivity. That's super important. So take care of yourself. Eat healthy food. Drink water. Move your body through the workday, and your productivity will go up, and you will feel a lot better. So there you go. Thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate all your engagement. If you have comments, post them below. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Very much so.